is a funny young guy. His name is Zetts. Ow.
Keep it going for your host, Jamie, tonight. Keep it going for all the comics you've seen. Joker, you killed it. Don, you killed it. It's a great crowd. How is everybody tonight? This is the first show I've done where I'm absolutely 100% positive where the first 7 people in the front row all have switchblade knives on them. There's about 20 bikers in this bar, which means statistically there's a 60% chance that I'm going to go home with some crank tonight. Let's fucking do this, guys. I've been waiting a long time. How's everybody Saturday? It's Saturday. I spent my day getting baked while I watched an episode of Intervention, and it was awesome. You'd think like, oh, I'm getting high while I'm watching people get high. There's something wrong with this. Nope. My life is sweet. There's this one episode I saw, it was about a guy named Dan, and Dan was 27 years old, and his downfall started when he was 12, and he smoked pot with his mom. Tragic. I wish my mom smoked pot with me when I was 12. I had to wait 6 more years for that to happen. Apparently my mom's been smoking weed her whole life. All those stems I found around the house, I always thought she just really liked grapes. I'm like, come on, Mom, give me some grapes for my lunch. All you give me is those shitty peanut butter crackers. So I'm watching this episode about Dan, and he's addicted to heroin, started smoking pot with his mom, and I happened to be watching this episode with my mom, and I could tell it really affected her, you know? I looked over at her, she was at a loss for words, she had tears in her eyes, and about halfway through the episode, she stopped passing the joint to me. And I'm like, come on, Mom, what's going on? She's like, I just can't keep enabling you like this. And I'm like, enabling me? We went halvesing on this bag, Mom. You gave me your debit card. I had to go to the bank. I ran an errand for you. I'm enabling you. Another episode I saw was about this girl, and she was, I don't know, early 30s, and she was addicted to huffing air duster. Has anybody seen this episode before? It's one of the greatest things in television history. And this girl huffed air duster like people chain smoke cigarettes, you know? And the thing about air duster is there's a chemical in it, and it warps your voice to where you sound exactly like Satan. Exactly what you think Satan himself would sound like. And she's huffing this while she's doing interviews. They ask her questions. She's like, sometimes I think I just have a hard time dealing with the fact that me and my father didn't have a good relationship, and sometimes
I want to eat the hearts of small children.
Holy shit. I'd imagine if pot smokers here, a lot of pot smokers like to smoke a joint before they have sex, I'd imagine she'd do some air dusting, you know, like, haha, I'm almost ready, I want you inside me.
Forever.
Most of those people on their show, the reason why they're addicts is they're depressed. They got some underlying issues, and I've been there. You guys seem cool, I'll tell you this. About 2 years ago, I went through this pretty gnarly depression, and I ended up self-medicating, you know, coping in ways that honestly I'm not proud of. And I was in such a downward spiral, my friend called me and he said, Matt, take a deep breath and throw the pills away. You can do this without them. So I took his advice and I called him the next day, and I said, hey man, I feel great, but my grandmother looks like shit without her blood pressure medication. She's like, Matthew, I know you're upset, but does it have to affect my physical health like this? And I'm like, yeah, Grandma, I'm fucking bummed. Misery loves company, you know what I mean? And she's like, okay, well, if you have to throw any pills away, how about you throw away the ecstasy you keep slipping in your grandfather's Viagra, because you're not funny. He said he can feel my wrinkles like never before. I don't understand what he means. His taste in music is horrible. He listens to the dubstep. He's listening to music that sounds like a hearing aid malfunctioning through a hearing aid. I don't get it. I don't do ecstasy because I would never buy anything to support Miley Cyrus. That's not... Let me ask you guys this. Is Miley a ratchet? Have you guys heard that term? Is Miley ratchet? Like, ratchet is like a modern day chicken head with an iPhone. That's what that is. And, okay, for people who don't know what ratchet is, let me explain it to you. Ratchet is like, think of an actual tool like a ratchet. Like, you wouldn't want to build an entire home with it, but you would want to use it to relieve some pressure on a stuffed up pipe. You know what I mean? I have some good news for you guys. Some good news. I got recently approved to adopt a little Chinese girl. Yes, no applause. I'm saving a life. Come on, guys. I can't wait. I cannot wait till she gets here because I have big plans for her. She's gonna make shoes in my basement. I'm just kidding, guys. That's a joke. We don't have basements in Florida. She'll be in the closet. I'm just happy to be out of the house. I'm in the middle of a prank war with my roommate right now. Has anybody ever been in a prank war before? It's your roommate will prank you, and then you give it some time and you have to prank them back, you know? And last Monday, she switched the sugar for my coffee with salt. And oh man, you know what a Monday morning that was. So this morning when she was in the shower, I snuck in and buttered the tile floor. So when it got real steamy, long story short, my mom's in the hospital, and I'm winning the prank war. Don't fuck with my coffee, Mom. It's the best part of waking up, Mom. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out tonight. The reason why we're doing this is for a young man named Ethan. He's battling brain cancer. Ethan's journey. This is, alright, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. First of all, fuck cancer. I was on YouTube today and I found these videos of Mike Tyson doing these cancer PSAs when he was like in the thick of things, like when he was just knocking people out left and right. I saw these videos and the first PSA he did, he was like, "Hey, this is dying Mike Tyson. I'm asking you to join the fight against cancer." And then he did another one, he's like, "Hey, this is the Iron Mike Tyson. I'm inviting you to help me knock out cancer." But then he did this one PSA where like his real personality came out. You know, he was like, "Hey, I got a message for Cancer. Cancer, I wish you had kids so I could kick your fucking kid's ass, Cancer. Your molecular cell structure is nothing for me, Cancer. You're a pussy, Cancer. I'm gonna kick your ass, Cancer." And then he was like, I mean, this is Mike Tyson reminding you to eat your vegetables. And my name is Matt Zetts. Keep it going for all your acts tonight. I really appreciate you guys having me. Thank you. Give it up for your host.